Hey guys, it's Kay from Mycelial Relics. I have a booth at Antiques at Gresham Lake in Raleigh, North Carolina, and my YouTube channel is fairly new. I started it last year, but this is only the second video I've made, and hopefully I will get into the routine of making more. But I just wanted to show you the finds that I'm going to bring to my booth this week. So, I have a really exciting one that I actually found. I bought from Facebook Marketplace, and I'm not sure if I want to resell it or keep it because it is a very coveted item. I'll show you that at the end, but yeah, it's beautiful, and I've kind of always wanted one, but I know that, reselling is kind of like, sometimes there can be some foster fails in there where you just cannot get rid of the item because it's just too cool to resell. So to start off, let's start off with this purse. I got this when we were driving to the mountains. Yeah, so we were driving to mountains. We're in the middle of nowhere in this small town, and this lady had a thrift store, and she was like, just fill up a bag for $5. This was one of the things. My Aunt Chris used to make purses out of jeans all the time, and I love the look. It's really cute. It has like a little latch here, and I'm sure it's vintage, and it looks handmade to me, just by the stitching, but it looks like really high quality, and I thought it was cute. These were really cool finds. This was from the Goodwill up the street from me. If you're a mushroom lover, you will love this. Look how beautiful the glow and like the iridescence. It looks like it was 3D printed. So you can hang it. It's basically a mushroom shelf. And I am so pumped to put this in my booth along with this one, which is not as, iridescent looking, but I can place items on top of that and they're gonna just look so cool. My booth recently got a pegboard, which has helped tremendously with hanging art and random things on the wall, because before the wall was just like a solid brick. Every time I would nail something into it, something else would pop off, 5 pictures would fall off the wall, things were breaking. So if you have a vintage booth, I highly recommend getting a pegboard and painting it. So you have to prime it first because it's kind of porous material. I painted it and then I put a top coat on it to protect it, like a polyacrylic top coat, because it will get a lot of wear and tear from people taking the items off the wall and things like that. I eventually want to start a Amazon list, I guess, with all the products that I have used as a reseller and a furniture flipper and someone that just kind of upcycles things. Some of my favorite products. I think I found one of my favorite products for the pegboard, which I got from Amazon, and there are these clips that allow the picture to kind of hang flush and flat with the wall as much as it can. So it doesn't have like a huge hook on it to where the picture is, like this or like this on the wall. So if anybody's interested, I'll put the link down below as well. The next cool thing is this. It looks like an antique book, and when I got it, I thought that it was, but it has this little secret opening to it, and it smells like an antique book. It's lined with velvet, and it's just cool. So if you want to just keep all your little bad treasures in there on your bookshelf, I thought that was really neat looking. Let's see what is next. This I got yesterday. It's just a light crystal. I'm obsessed with anything crystal or that casts rainbows of any sort. I have a bunch in my room hanging from the window, but this one was from 1986. Prismatic effects have fascinated mankind since the beginning of time. Now you have the power to create these mysterious effects. Very 80s. See the box? This is a wine caddy. So you can carry both the wine and wine glasses with one hand. It was made by NC Potter Fay Krapf, it looks like. And it's handmade, and so you put the glasses here and you put the bottle here, and you can just carry it around by the handle of the bottle. Pretty cool little invention. So that's going in the booth. I love vintage books, and they sell fairly well for me. At least sell like 1 to 2 a week, maybe. I like to display a book in my booth I have like a little stool table when you first walk in the book, and I like to just put a book up, kind of like the featured book of the week kind of thing. And I update my booth once a week at least. But I found this book, and I like just cute little romantic books. This is a romantic history with a guide to cultivation for roses. And yeah, I don't even know when. Let's see, when did this come out? This was 1992. And it's just, the pictures in there are just really nice and cute. And all about roses and how to grow them and how to make flower arrangements. So someone is going to find this and think it's a really nice gift for someone. Same with Poems of Nature. And there's a really cute, I think this was 92 as well. Maybe it was, I think I got them the same day, so maybe it was the same person. It says, Clark, these poems reminded me of you. Christmas 1992, Ruth. I don't know how other people feel about messages in books, but I love to read people's messages. I love the idea of just finding old relics of the past and sentimental notes that people wrote in books. And I recently found a book. It was an Italian cookbook, I believe, or French cookbook. And there were pictures of a mother and daughter in there. And it kind of made me a little sad that maybe they didn't know that they donated a book with pictures in there. So I actually tried to look them up on Facebook. Found the wrong person, but I was trying to do like I try a little too hard to find the person who the photo belongs to, just for sentimental reasons. I would want someone to do the same for me, because, sometimes you throw away things you don't mean to throw away. Okay, so next, these are so pretty. I got these at Raleigh Ministries in North Raleigh off Strickland, and I posted about them on my Facebook page, but do you know how you get clips and they just break instantly and you miss the ones that are just well made from the past? These feel that way. I mean, they're actual like metal clips that clamp down, and they don't feel like they're gonna just break the second that you put them in your hair, even with thick hair. And this has this really pretty mother of pearl inlay in it. And it's gorgeous. I love it. Same with these. These both have made in France written in tiny little letters here. Look how beautiful that is. Obviously not real, not gold, not real stone, but nobody needs that. This is also made in France. It has like little cherubs and birds on it. And this one is so pretty to me. So those three are gonna be in my booth. My booth has a lot of, a little bit of everything. We've got vintage books, we have vintage clothes, jewelry, lots of house decor. And one of my biggest sellers is vintage photos or prints of vintage paintings or anything, or just even, classical paintings from like the 1700s. This one I found, apparently it was done in either the late 1800s or the very early 1900s. And it is this picture of a stork with a baby in it and this horse and carriage chasing after it. And it has such movement and emotion to it, and it kind of has this eerie feel, especially how the light is. So it says, Life Publishing Company has graciously permitted this reproduction of William Balfour Cur's. Don't know anything about that artist. Maybe he's a really famous painter. I'm not the best with that, but I'm learning from all the prints that I go through to look at for my booth. This is a genuine leather little teal gem there with engraved or what is it called, like printed flowers in the leather, and velvet lined. My mom got this for me at a yard sale, I think, but very nice, maybe Native American made. Beautiful little piece. This one's kind of silly. It was in one of those bags. It just says drop it like it's hot, and it's just like a little tea trinket thing. I love trinket bowls. They also sell very well for me. So next on the list is this very heavy real crystal decanter, and it sings. Real crystal sings, and glass kind of just thuds. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I got this at Goodwill, actually. I don't think it was $10, which is, I think, a fair price for a decanter, but we will see how it does. These are two tiny little made in India brass candlesticks with little hearts on them. I thought they were so cute. Candlesticks sell really well in my booth too. I love candlesticks, and I think they've come back in style, especially anything brass. This I picked up. I bought it without knowing what it was, and I do that a lot because I'm like, I'll figure it out later. It's beautiful. I'll find a purpose for it somehow. Really ornate details in that top part. When I did a Google search, it told me it was a mid-century, like kind of, or Art Deco hairspray vanity cover. So if your hairspray bottle is ugly, you just put this on top and it just looks like some, royal masterpiece. So this is a sheet music holder for a piano. these actually go for a lot of money. Like the cheapest one I saw, I think on Amazon was like, I mean, not on Amazon, but the internet was like 40, 50 bucks. Some of them get up to like 150. I couldn't find this exact one, but it's, you know, it has velvet, obviously vintage, not real silver, but it's a cool piece. And you can also possibly use this for recipes, like a recipe book to keep the pages open. You would put the binding of the book behind this thing here and have the just set up in your kitchen, which helps keep the page open so you're not like flopping around in the kitchen. This guy was cute. This is a little donkey. I think he's soapstone. And little trinkets and miniature things do very well for me. This is a bottle decanter. I guess it's just a twist cap bottle, but I loved the look of it. Very Art Deco, has these little specks of gold and really pretty. This is my globe. I got this today actually at the Goodwill. Let me see what it says. Made in USA. I don't see any maker's mark on it. Has this thing on the top. I don't know a lot about globes. If you do, you know, please tell me. Oh, here, Cram's Imperial World Globe. So yeah, I have a booth. I mean, I have a globe in my booth already. It has not sold. It is a dark world globe, and I have it for about $40. And to me, they're popular and they look really good on a bookshelf, and they kind of add just like a softness and interest to bookshelves or you know, tops of any kind of table. So I like it. Okay, this is my somewhat creepy find. She sings. I'm probably gonna regret that I even twisted it that much. Oh, hold on. She sings It's a Small World, and she tilts her head from one side to the other. It's a little clown kitty. So we might have to just listen to that for a couple more minutes. Good time to introduce my favorite find. Look at this beauty. I wish I could show you. Okay, yeah, you can see it really well there. Look how gorgeous this is. So this is the highly coveted fairy lamp. If you have not heard of fairy lamps, they're like really having their moment. So this is vintage Indiana glass fairy lamp. Fairy lamps date back to like the 1800s. So you basically put a candle votive here and you put this on top, and this gives the aeration for the smoke to come out of, and it gives this beautiful kind of glowing effect. This is the product that I said, I don't know if I want to sell this. They go for like $150. I bought this one on Marketplace for $25, which was such a good deal. This is a very sought after piece. Last but not least, I got this today at a store called Allen's Crazy Emporium, and I love putting old postcards in vintage frames and selling them. And this one is called Biophilia, and it's art made with nature, like this picture of butterflies, beetles. I love beetles. Or bird feathers. So I'm definitely gonna have some fun with this. It was a little on the expensive side. It was $15.95, but even if I frame 3 of these pictures and for $5 each, I will get my money back. So I'm not worried about, you know, spending money on those kind of things. So what kind of questions do you guys have for me as far as anything you want to ask? Nothing super personal, obviously, but if you have any kind of questions on running a booth or how I started and what I've done, what works and what doesn't, let me know, and I'll try to answer any questions and help out anybody. I don't like to gatekeep what I'm doing, but so far I've done really well. My mom and I started a booth in March. I've sold on Marketplace for 3 years or so, and I finally got a booth, and my fellow booth vendor at Antiques at Gresham Lake, that Thrift Crazy, she has an amazing YouTube channel, and she is very much an inspiration for me and has helped me out a lot, and I watch her videos. You should check her page out. She is so cool, and she has really cool finds and great prices. I mean, Antiques at Gresham Lake has amazing prices when you compare them to other antique stores in the area, and sometimes they beat out thrift store prices. Like, you know, every vendor can set their prices how they want to set it, but I don't see any like terrible price gouging in that store, and a lot of people have told me that they really enjoy that you know, it's fair pricing. So yeah, well, thanks for watching the video, and hopefully by next week I'll do another one. Let's see how it goes.